Oh yeah, this is gonna be good right here. I mean, for that price, what can go wrong? I mean, at $11, you really can't go wrong. Well, 12, maybe 13, $20, more for stainless versus the carbon. I don't know. So naturally, I bought them, and these things are, well. Let's just do a comparison, right? This would be no comparison, obviously, because here you go. We have a Mora, right? And saw the price earlier. Yeah, I don't know how you actually say this. I've been using these knives for years. Moraniv, Morakanif. I've heard all of them, right? But this is the standard. Which one is this? The basic, right? So it's pretty much the number 2 blade, and instead of a piece of wood, it's inside. The polyplastic. We know the tang is goes down the middle, so we know relatively that this is good. So I got 2 of these, the Walmart ones. Who makes these? China. China makes them. Or EPC. So obviously this one's completely closed. This one isn't. But here it is. Oh, there's a brand. Tsunami. Well, let's test the Tsunami, right? Right off the bat, it's very dull. I wouldn't say it has much of an edge. I mean, look, it actually shaves just a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't worry. We have a piece of wood that we're going to baton. We're going to see how this goes. But right off the edge, if you look up right there, especially in the serrations, which are one-sided serrations, they're pretty gnarly, pretty aggressive. You can see some discoloration at the very tip of mine, just mine. But hey, how are you going to be upset with a $2 knife? And there's a little gut hook that it's actually relatively sharp. And yeah, we'll see. But we do know that there's 2 possibilities to this, right? This tang only goes down to like right here, and then we have the rest of the handle. Or the tang goes all the way through, some way, somehow. Plastic bag, rolling in the wind. The tang goes all the way through, kind of like a what do we call it? Full tang knife, but it's just hidden in a case. I believe that the tang stops right there, which doesn't give you the safest aspect of it, but it's relatively sharp and relatively flexible. So we're going to do some testing, and unobjectively, we're going to compare it to a brand new. I've actually always wanted one of these. I thought they were a little ugly handle-wise, because let's see if they shave. Barely. Oh, there we go. Going back, it did. Against the grain. So obviously, this is gonna have no comparison. But I'm a believer of some knife is better than no knife. So we're gonna go in there, and is it better just to get the Mora? I believe so. Than to get this. I just I think this is cool to be able to throw around, and some knife is better than no knife. And I might bring out another type of knife that is also super budget, but doesn't come with a sheath, which is the disappointing part. This is no comparison to the previous Walmart bait knife, which had to go get it, which is this one, right? And you can see that it's gotten some love, and it was $1.50. But it actually was really, really good, and you can see it's definitely gotten some love. It's been sharpened quite a few times, and it's actually razor sharp. But we could probably do a little comparison between these two, and you can definitely see. I still haven't broken one of these. I have a few of them laying around. I have one in the chicken coop. I have one in all the cars, because some knife is better than no knife. But this is very good, and I use that as a mechanic too, and if you go down, it actually feels the tang is somewhere around here. And I will not be destroying this one. This is too precious, especially now they don't sell them. So, without further ado, what should we do? Let's do some batoning? I don't know. I don't really believe in batoning, but I reckon that if it can survive a little bit of a log, then it can survive, I don't know, everyday task. And it's just so... It's just pretty much a flat piece of metal with no primary and secondary bevel. It's just one sharp bevel. So we'll see. Now, it doesn't take a pro to figure out chickens are right there. So if you hear some chickens, that's why. To figure out that this is not going to split most anything, but we're going to try it. I don't believe in batoning too much, and I've said it before, because if you find pieces of wood this thick for you to actually cut through, you're going to find twigs and branches. So we'll see. But this is a piece of, I want to say it was either cherry or pear. It was something like that. Austin, I would do this. Oops, technical difficulties. I think the phone fell over and yeah, let's see. You're propped on a plant right now. We're obviously stuck, but it actually did split most, if not almost the whole way through. So how would I unstuck this? I would kind of just... Well, now what we can do is, well, we're stuck, and this is where I always think, hey, batoning is kind of like useless, because now your only resource is stuck, and you just have a mallet. I normally wouldn't get myself in the situation, so I don't know how to get out of the situation. But what we can do is pry it up. Oh, there we go. Oh. Oh man, that's funny as hell. And let's analyze this. Simple analysis is going to be a good one on this one. This is where I think batoning goes wrong. It always does that. Not always. There are some knives that are kind of hard to break. You know, it's a 1/4 inch piece of steel, 1/2 inch piece of steel. But this is where batoning usually fails, right? You see that knives are not meant to do that. They're not. And where I see a lot of people heat treat inappropriately is right there, honestly, because what ends up happening is a lot of people will heat treat just a blade. You'll see them quench, and assuming this is oil, right? They'll go and they'll be like, ooh, right here. But remember, the most important part of the knife is right here. If you don't quench the whole thing, or at least most of the way down, this happens. This is exactly where it would happen. So I believe this is a design flaw. Just some basic bending, and that went off. So I did want to show that there's no heat warping. There's no nothing. You can just tell that. Also, another thing, once you've been on the block regarding knives, you can see the structure. Ooh, what a beautiful shot. Look at the structure. When it comes to heat treating is extremely important, and you can see that structure is poor heat treatment and poor steel. Honestly, you can sharpen a butter knife, but that doesn't mean the butter knife is going to be effective at being a knife, like a survival knife. What I'm going to do next is I want to break this down, and you can kind of see that that's where I think the tang stops, because if you see it, you put it in the sunlight almost, you can see that. That's where not that it matters anymore, but yeah. Well, that actually didn't take much effort. I kind of just bent it, and you can see the tang is right there. So more or less, you know, that's what I was saying. Tang should stop right there. It was unlikely for it to go there. So that's been my Walmart destructive test. But man, but let me show you where if you want a $1.50, $5 knife, this is the knife that I believe will outlast a Mora at that price range. Now you're not gonna be batoning with this, but this is these are really good. I've been a knife maker for a long time. I love knives and I love cooking. You can tell by the weight. These are Kiwi knives. If you go to most Asian markets, right, you'll be able to find these. These are they're made in Thailand, and they're called Kiwi brand. They're relatively thin. Maybe did we? Oh darn! These things. Yeah, man. This is a brand new one. The one thing is that this is a good little fishing knife, a good all-around knife. I have a few of them in the kitchen too, and they're $1.50. You can't top that. Especially, you know, like, okay, cool. This garbage. I'm gonna throw it away, I guess. Put it somewhere. But this is pretty good for the price range, and it's open about where they are. Thailand always makes really good knives. The actual bigger ones are very good quality, and people are like, they're disposable. They're not to me. I've been using one for almost 2-3 years now, and I prefer it over everything else because the shape, the thinness, everything. And yep, they're down, they're dirty. For $1.50, you're not. This is the I think the best that you are going to get, and if you're not like using just a razor blade. In conclusion, what I would do is I would just splurge the extra time, right, and the money to just buy a normal Mora, right? These are great. basic level entry knives. They're made in a place where quality control exists, and it's really good. There's something sticky on it. Ugh. They're made in a place where it's reliable. It's time tested. They're good. Little knife for you to throw in the fishing kit or something like that. Get a Kiwi, $1.50. Don't waste your time with the Walmart sub $5 knife unless you're able to find these. And if you do, then mail them my way, because they're good and they're pretty beefy in comparison to the other one. I might have a few of them laying around still. There's plenty of people making videos on them. But yeah, go the extra mile. Buy yourself a carbon steel knife. It will rust, but guess what? That's hey, use the knife properly. The one thing that I do wish these Moras came with would be a 90-degree edge. The edges on the back, they're just always completely screwed. However, if you look at the shape of this knife, you can just use a ferro rod right here. And yeah, you're using it on the edge, but in reality, you're not using that. That part of the edge, you're not using that at all. And most knives have a notch there anyways, your ricasso. So, yeah. Not a good budget knife whatsoever. Good budget knife. Even better budget knife. Thank you for watching.